And welcome to week 3 of Football Friday, and it's sure feeling more like football weather out there tonight. I'm Mark Ovenden, and we have got a great show ahead for you.
That we do. I'm Zach Borg. We'll have highlights from all over the region tonight, thanks to our sponsor, Paul's Place.
Paul's Place is in Canton, of course, where we will have highlights later, but our own version of Paul's Place was in Brandon tonight, where the Lynx hosted O'Gorman in a great matchup, and the reason I say that is because Paul Heinert was there.
Well, and what a great place it is. Thank you, Mark. This has become a really good rivalry over the years, and these are two very, very talented teams this year. Both started the night 1-1, but the home team scored 46 points against Watertown last Saturday, while the Knights lost to Roosevelt in the Dakota Bowl. Scoreless after one, but that would change in the second. Luke Fritsch scampers for his second TD of the quarter, 14-0 O'Gorman. The Knights now playing some defense. Alex Waltner's pass is tipped and picked off by Nick Walker. He brings it into Lynx territory. That would set up this short touchdown run by Antonio Casiello. 21-0 O'Gorman at the half. Brandon Valley, they get back in the game in the third quarter though. Waltner with a long pass to Chase Grode. That would set up a short touchdown to make it 21-7. But Steve Keeter, he opened up the playbook in the second half. Fritsch goes to the air for this Knights touchdown, the fourth of the night. Beautiful pass to Jack Peary. O'Gorman goes on to win 28-14 on the road.
Yeah, they had 400 yards offense in the game, most of that on the ground. An impressive win. Pierre edges Harrisburg out in Pierre, 30-23. Big game between 1 and 2 there. Mitchell, 13-10, wins in overtime on a Spencer Negebauer 5-yard touchdown run after the Arrows had kicked a field goal to go up 10-7. Gerald Maxwell, 229 rushing yards and 4 touchdowns as Brookings rolls there. Huron leading in halftime. Aberdeen edging Rapid City Stevens out west, 21-18. And then, of course, your President's Day matchups for tomorrow. Washington and Yankton at 3:30. Roosevelt and Lincoln. That is a 7 o'clock game. Well, tonight's feature game was a dandy in week 3. These teams met in a recent title game and could very well meet again this year. West Central at Madison. Max Jensen was there and has a recap.
Well, hey there, guys. This game had all the makings of being a great one. It was 1 versus 2, Madison versus West Central, and it very well could be a matchup that we see later on this season. It was a clash between the best 2 teams in 11A. Scoreless after 1, and Mitch Hansen takes the snap, makes a few guys miss, and he would go to the house, 49 yards to put his team up 7-0. An unsportsmanlike conduct penalty in the end zone gave the Trojans a short field, and they would answer with a Dan Skinner to Noah Vetris touchdown pass for 27 yards, 7-7, and that would be the score at halftime. Into the third quarter now, the Bulldogs made some adjustments at the half as Hansen hits Jackson Janke for a 33-yard touchdown pass and catch. That put the Bulldogs up 14-7, and they would not look back. Later in the quarter, Hansen with his 3rd overall TD of the night as he runs the ball in from 20 yards out, capping a great individual performance, 21-7 Madison. And Brody Fredrickson caps the scoring as the home team is running out the clock. He runs the ball in from 21 yards out, and Madison cruises tonight.
It's a big win early on in the season, but it's only game 3, and there's a long season left to go here. And we shook hands, and we kind of agreed we might meet down the road again with a big smile.
Once again, Madison goes on to win 28-7. Mitch Hansen has a heck of a game with over 300 yards of total offense and 3 total touchdowns. Madison, again, the winner tonight over West Central. In Madison, Max Jensen, KDLT Sports.
Well, the Mustangs of Tri-Valley off to a terrific start, winning 2 straight before tonight. They went to Dell Rapids trying to maintain that perfect record. And in this one, Landon Freeman had a big game. Watch Freeman running for the touchdown. And he had 120-some yards rushing in the game tonight, put him ahead 6-0. Now, Dell Rapids would force a turnover here later in the second quarter, but eventually Tri-Valley's going to get the ball back, and watch Noah Suet. He's going to put the Mustangs on the board again. They go up 12-7, and the defense would take over after that. Here's Brock Newman. Brock's going to step right in front of this pass and pick it off. Number 5 does. And that was your final score. Tri-Valley remaining undefeated with a 12-7 victory.
That defense is good. Another team that's 2-0 is the Sioux Falls Christian Chargers. It's not something Charger fans are used to. Tonight they tried to make it 3-0 against Beresford's Watchdogs under Mike Bush. There's Keegan Van Egdom just shoving guys away. Big run, sets up a 1-yard touchdown. It was 40-7 in the third quarter. They weren't done. Those fans, they're starting to get used to this. They have a lot of weapons on the ground. They run it all the time. Riley Hogan busts off a 39-yard. That's Paul Heiner's neighbor, of course. 39-yard run, and he's going to finish it himself. Watch all the misdirection right here.
Where's the ball?
Yeah, how do you ever tell who has the ball? That's how good their offense is. Their defense plenty good as well. Joseph Lane looking for a lane to pass. Instead, he finds Jackson Olson, who plays for the other team. It was all Sioux Falls Christian, 48-13.
Now, we promised you we'd bring you highlights from the home of Paul's Place. The Canton Seahawks hosting the Lennox Orioles off to a 2-0 start, and they were leading this game 28-14 at halftime. And look at that big hit.
They don't call it the black and blue
Jacob
bowl for
Hinker laying down the lumber, but Canton would come back. Again, as I said, it was 28-14 at halftime. This next play after that big hit, touchdown pass, Sam Peterson to Christian Beechler. It's now a one-possession game, 28-21. Final 2 minutes of the game. Canton is driving and a chance to tie the game up. They get down to the 30-yard line, but it's going to be Jacob Lackus with a pick. That seals the victory. Lennox wins this one in thrilling fashion. Two longtime rivals. Orioles win 28-21.
The Black and Blue Bowl. Moving on to Baltic, where the 1-0 Bulldogs hosted unbeaten Chester. The Flyers are coming into this one at 2-0, picking up in the second half. Chester's Hayden Ewalt blocks the punt, and Austin Eppert recovered. Chester had the lead at the break, but Baltic was making him sweat. This is Jesse Kreitzfeldt. His pass deflected and picked off by Caden Wolf on the tip drill. Nice play there. First play after the turnover, the Bulldogs get it to Caden Wolf again. And the Wolf,
look at him go.
He is gone. 80
house.
yards, howling into the end zone as Baltic is back into this one. That puts Baltic actually into the lead, 18-16. They were down at the break. Chester's next drive will start with a long run from their quarterback as Kreitzfeldt will get a big gainer down the sideline, finally going to get knocked out of bounds. But later in that drive, Kreitzfeldt will scramble and score himself as Chester gets a good win. Baltic very good, though.
Hang on to those highlights. Here he goes. They win by 3.
And they needed that touchdown. That was the difference, 29-26.
Now the unbeaten Parker Pheasants are ranked second in 9A. They played at Irene-Wakonda tonight, and Parker would dominate this one early. First, it's going to be Landon Lieberman to Shane Caston for the score, and the Pheasants go on top. Then after a long Lieberman run down to the 1-yard line, it's going to be Cordell Busick.
Nice.
He finishes off the drive with a 1-yard run, or Buick scores, and he had 188 yards on 3 touchdowns. Cheerleaders liking that. They had a lot to cheer about. And here he goes again for another touchdown run. It's 21-0 in favor of Parker. They go on to win big, your final 60-6.
And we finish up with one of the games tonight. The Patriots at Hills-Beaver Creek trying to make it 4 straight wins to start the year, but they face unbeaten Mountain Lake. First quarter, Pats down 6-0. Beautiful pass. Zach Skolton fires a 16-yard strike to Drew Forshee. We're knotted up at 6-all, and that is definitely worth a honk. Next possession, Skolton going to the well one too many times, though. He gets picked off. Tigers Sing Manny will return it into Patriot territory. A couple plays later, their quarterback, Levi Stows, keeps it around the right side, and he's got plenty of green. 60 yards on the touchdown. Hills-Beaver Creek loses their first game, 32-20.
Sunshine Bible beats Crazy Horse tonight. Also, Falkton 40-8. Coleman Egan wins huge tonight. Langford as well. There's your Lennox Canton score again. Bridgewater Emery Ethan wins 48-0. Scotland a 30-point win. Hanson over Platte Geddes. Canastota rolls to a shutout victory tonight. Woonsocket, Washington Springs, Sanborn Central. They're scoring a ton of points. T-Area wins. Tri-Valley, that 12-7 slugfest goes to 3-0. Sioux Falls Christian now 3-0. Parker now 3-0. Chester with a narrow win over Baltic. West Lyon wins. Belfouche over Mobridge Pollock. Clark Willow Lake with a shutout. Gayville Volin the same. Lower Brule and McCook Central Montrose win. Parkston and Todd County. It was Viborg, Hurley, and Warner victorious tonight. Webster and Wolsey Washington. Wolsey Washington having a great year again. Miller, look at the score of the night. Bonham in overtime, 62-54. Wanted to shoot that game, but we had one of our cameras not working. Marshall and Minneota win tonight. Tracy Milroy Ballatin and Tri-City United both win. And Lead Deadwood and Del Rapids St. Mary's as well. That's the edition of Football Friday. Zach's got more stuff next.